Taz, talk me through the first 6 months of trading for you. Don't hold any punches here, bro.
So when I first started trading, it took off. First, I think in the first couple of days, I think it was like 7 days, 10 days or something, I made about 12.5K. Quick, easy.
Smashing it.
Done. Yeah. Fantastic. And then what happened is a very emotional story, right? So what I did, being straightforward, I made 12.5K in the first, like I say, 7 to 10 days.
What was that feeling like? Just talk me through that feeling
Listen,
first.
that feeling. That was a feeling of, listen, you know what? I'm gonna be very honest, right? I could say good. It was fantastic. I'll be honest, it brought a fucking tear to my eye. You know why? Because at the time I'm going through a little bit of a shit time and I needed some dough. Yeah, that's
Hungry.
Hungry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been there.
I needed some dough. So when I first made that money. Now listen, let me tell you, there's one thing making money. There's another thing withdrawing it, seeing your account. All right, two separate things. So when I first had money, I was excited, mate. I was excited, mate. I was walking around like Neo from the Matrix. I had the shades on. I thought, I've cracked the Matrix here. Yeah, that's how I felt, right? Yeah. I withdrew the money. I enjoyed it, right? So it's fantastic. I felt good. Felt great. Felt like there were a weight lifted off my shoulders, yeah? But then, I took my family to Mexico, yeah? In a couple of weeks after that, I thought, fuck it, I'll treat them. Yeah, I'll treat them. I made the first withdrawal. I had a good size account that we're trading with. But as every trader does, yeah, there's a statistics. 90% of traders lose 90% of their funds in the first 90 days. I lost 100% of the fucking funds, right? That's what I did. So the way I did it, now this is a story. This is a story. I was in Mexico. So let me set a scene. Let me set the scene. Okay, the scene is I'm in Mexico, Tulum, enjoying myself. Life's good. Kids are there. Everyone's playing. My missus is happy. You know, we went away with some family, so everyone's having a good time. Yeah. Then silly bastard over here. Everyone knows. First of all, first rule of trading is you have a stop loss. Stop loss, schmop loss. Fuck stop loss. Didn't have no. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So what I did is basically, without getting too technical, I put way too many trades on.
Yeah.
In the wrong fucking direction.
Okay.
Yeah. And let me set this in a little bit more. We're going to a beach club. Yeah, me thinking there's Wi-Fi in taxis in Dubai.
Yeah.
There's Wi-Fi on public transport in Dubai. Mm-hmm. There's Wi-Fi while you walk in public places.
But bro, you weren't in Dubai.
This one I'm about to tell you. Yeah, I forgot I was in Mexico. Right. So as I'm putting all these trades on, next thing I've jumped in a bus on way to the beach club because I'm buzzing. I thought I've got a good sound amount. I'm going to treat my miss. I'm going to get a couple of bottles. We're going to have a nice time. We're going to have some nice food. We're going to enjoy the sun. Maybe we're going to smoke some cigars. You know, that sort of scene.
Yeah.
I got on the fucking bus and there was no Wi-Fi. Yeah. As this journey was only half an hour journey. Listen to me, achi. Right? Listen, there was no Wi-Fi for half an hour. I've never sweated so much. I've never been so scared in my life for trying to get that connection. When I got that connection, I was minus $4,500 in my trading account, yeah? Bearing in mind, my account's only $5,000.
Okay, so you got five bills left.
So I've got 5 bills left, right? I've got to the beach.
Do you mind buy you 2 bottles of champagne in regards to that?
Listen, you know what I nearly fucking did? Nearly slipped my wrist and walk into the Gulf of Mexico and get eaten by sharks. That's what that bastard did. Yeah? So that's how my story went. I made a lot of money. I withdrew money. And then I fucked up. I lost the Wi-Fi. Okay, so my 6-month journey is a lot of people do. They get over complacent. They get overconfident. They think they know it best. Uncle Taz knew best. Did I fuck? So that's my first trading journey. And then one thing that I see a lot of people do is that exactly that. They make a lot of money. They think I'm the shit. I can do this. Fuck this. What do I need to stop loss for? Brother, it wasn't even 6 months, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. 4 weeks. Yeah. I went from making dough to losing dough to nearly drowning myself in that Gulf of Mexico. That's my trading story. And after that, that's when the real magic happens, right? Because what no one tells you in trading, yeah, it's easy to make money, but it's also it's easier to lose money. Very simple. That's just the way it works. And something that it's like it fucking knows. It's like the market knows, listen, I'm going to give you a little bit of something. You enjoy yourself, yeah? Just to wait till you start fucking up. Then when you fuck up, it takes everything from you and more, and you get close to robbing your nana's gyro, right? That's how close you get because it sucks you in. And I can see a lot of people why they look at it as gambling. Because you know what? At that time, I was
Yeah.
Look at it from a gambling aspect.
Yeah.
More. When in reality, it's not about that. You know, yes, you can make a lot of money, you can lose a lot of money. If you're a silly bastard, which I was, which a lot of people are scared to admit, it'll take it away from you.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my first 6 months of ups, downs, and then I managed to plateau out.
Cool. So you learned your lesson there, yeah?
No, I did it another 5 more times.
Okay.
like every.
I respect that.
Yeah, like listen, I'll be open and honest with you. I did it probably 5-6 more times, made money, lost money, and then it got to a point where, you know what? You can only make the same mistake 5 or 6 times before you start realizing. Right? A lot of people say once. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm one of those people.
You need to get slapped a few times, innit?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. You know when your mum says, "Don't touch that plate, it's hot."
Yeah.
I used to be like you. That's burnt my fingers 5-6 times to make sure that it were hot.
It makes sense. Taz, with yourself, like, I've known you a while now. You're obviously a boisterous character.
What makes you say that?
Just how you are, mate, you know. But behind that, behind the trading, behind the family man, behind your views, who is Taz?
That's a very good question for us here, Imti. If I can be straight with you, I'm just a fucking trier. I'm a trier. I'm someone that's willing to try, and I'm going to try way more time before you even thought about the thing of what you're going to do. I'm willing to put my knackers on the line. What's the worst that can happen? That's the way I look at it. You know, because something that you said actually is that life's not personal. It's not personal, and I am willing to try, and I've got that undeniable proof that if I try hard enough, and if I really want it, I will get it. That's who I am. I just try, and I try, and I try. I might not be the best at it, but you know what? That's not going to stop me from giving it a shot, because I don't really fear the consequences of. For me, the biggest fear is actually not finding out of the potential or the thing that could have achieved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just being potential.
Just being potential.
Yeah.
That's something. I'll be honest, that's one thing that scares me. Because I do not want to be. We all know those men that sat in pubs with that fucking shitty blazer on. I could have been this, or I would have been this, or even worse, being 70, 80, 90 years old, sat there with a piss bag tied to your legs in a retirement home, thinking, "Fuck, I've run out. I've run out of time." You know, that's one of my worst fears.
Yeah.
So bringing it back is, listen, I'm just a fucking trier, and I'm willing to try, because you got to be willing.
Yeah. You live in a pressure cooker though, so you got your trading going on. You just had your 3rd child. Baby girl?
Baby girl.
What have you named her?
Vienna.
Beautiful name.
Beautiful.
Mashallah.
We're bringing it. We're bringing it.
But yeah, like I said, you're dealing with a lot of pressure, bro. You got 3 kids, you got the missus at home, you got the trading going on. How do you deal with that? What mental model have you adopted that allows you to move through that? Pressure
is a privilege. Pressure is a privilege.
When you're in it, do you feel like that though? When I don't know, the fucking market shit, when something needs fixing in the house, when you're getting, don't know your missus, no, or women do this.
Yeah.
When your missus doing your head in, how do you deal with that? Because there's been times where we spoke before, and it's like, before you're working with me, where there are moments where you'd go to the office and you just sit there. How do you deal with it now?
You know what? You got to realize that nothing's here forever. Pressure is not here forever. And pressure, again, if we come back to privilege, is something, the way that I look at it now, is that it's just a step up to the next level. Okay, let's say, for example, we all start on level 0. Okay, level 1, level 2, level 3. No one knows how many levels, but levels going up. And I feel when that pressure is piling up and you feel like giving up, you're next step away. Then once you deal with it, because let's face it, what other fucking option have you got? Just as like I used to do, just sit there, hope and pray that something comes over. Nothing changes without fucking action, and that pressure is there designed to sculpture, sculpture, to design you, to modify you, to make you better, because in life you're gonna have pressure. You're gonna have pressure if you're on the dole with fuck all, or you're gonna have pressure if you're trying to be something in your life. Yeah, you know, I've never been okay just being sat there. It's getting a bit.
What's made you different then? Because a lot of guys crumble under pressure, which isn't as high as that. Some guys crumble and struggle with the smallest things in their lives. Why do you feel like that is?
Adversity at a young age. What I mean by that is pressure at a young age. It's challenging situations that I've had to deal through from a young age. So now, it's not really a big deal because I've been through way more shit in my growing up than...
What is that exactly? What stuff have you had to deal with?
So for me, one thing that comes to my mind straight away when we talk about pressure. So I was 14, 15-year-old, 15 years old, when I got picked to fight for the Team GB team.
What was that in kickboxing, yeah?
Thai boxing, yeah. So I got picked for the GP team after my second fight. Okay, so bearing in mind that the kids that I was going with were 20, 30, 40, 50 fights. You know, competitive level, strong level, been to World Championship before. There were their little old Taz that were quiet. I just like to have a scuffle if I'm being straight with you. Got picked to go for Team GB, and I'll be honest with you, I remember the phone call that I got off my coach. Taz, listen, there's an opportunity there for you. They want you on Team GB to fight in Latvia for the World Championships. And the first thing I said to him, I said, are you sure? Are you sure? So I've only had 2 fights, and they were months apart. So I had my first fight in February, second fight in March. I flew out to World Championships in April. So there wasn't really that much maturing stage that a lot of people do. So anyway, when I grew up, we didn't really have much money. Yeah, so where there's a lot of kids had their parents out there, their mum, their dad supporting them on the journey. Me, I had to go there on my own. I didn't have no mum cheering me on or.
What was that like for you?
Well, listen, I'll be straight honest with you. I remember being sat in that hotel room. There were me and my teammate, Tam, because his mum didn't fly out either, so we were both close. We were both trading partners. I remember laid in the shitty hotel room in Talsi, I think it was Latvia. I remember we both had Gabrielle Dreams can come true. Yeah. That playing on the phone. Yeah, both of us laid down and both just crying. Not in like cuddling each other, but you know when you just laid and your tears are just streaming down your face because you're just fucking petrified, thinking I'm away. I'm
just trying to imagine that.
Listen,
you got 2 teenage boys.
Yeah. I was 15, was 16.
Yeah.
We didn't tell each other that we were crying. It wasn't like, are you crying?
You weren't sobbing.
No.
Yeah.
We were just, and the one thing that I'll say is that every time I fought, I cried before. I was
Mike
scared.
Tyson talks about that.
I was scared every time. So I used to have a ritual, when I fought in the UK, because I fought abroad a couple of times. So every time I fought in the UK or abroad, is before, I used to get my hand wrapped. Yeah, I used to ask my mum and brother to come in the UK, to give them a cuddle and a kiss. I used to take a big deep breath. Tears used to just fill my eyes. I think, right, it's time to go now. Glove up, go. That's it. And that were the thing. Sorry, going back to time, it's just doing those shit, that shit on your own with no support network or no fallback option, or because I never had a fallback option. If I fucked up, who's gonna fix it? It's me. There's no other option. I haven't got mummy and daddy to fall back on to say it's okay. A lot of times for me, if we go back to my childhood, a lot of time it was just me, my own thoughts, doing what I thought was right. And I've done right things and I've done wrong things. Listen, I'm a human. But it was just me on my own with my thoughts, trying to pave the way to be better.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's shaped your hyper-independence?
100%.
Do you feel like your hyper-independence has been a disadvantage at times?
Yes. Where? Because I don't believe, well, I didn't believe, I believe it now, having the right network. But before, I used to just think, fuck you, I'm going to do it. If you want to come with me or not, I'm going to do it anyway. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's, especially now as when you grow up in business, I realize that, listen, you need business partners. You need people. And what I did for so many years is, listen, I'm just going to fucking do it my own way. I'm not, I'll be honest, it's more, it's a little bit of an ego thing.
Yeah.
I used to have it in school. Who the fuck are you talking to? When we used to tell me not to do something, why'd you have to say that? I'm gonna have to do it now, just because you might be right, but I'm gonna touch that fucking hot plate a couple more times just to make sure it's fucking hot. You know, that's yeah.
Okay. So going back to being a father, and the definition of freedom, because a lot of people get into trading because this whole thing of freedom, the whole idea of freedom is pushed online. Financial freedom, location freedom. How has becoming a father shaped your ideas around freedom?
Very good question. It's shaped... You can have freedom being a fucking dosser. Yeah? Or you can have freedom with a few bob in your pocket and help your kids to unlock the doors that you never have, given the opportunities that you never had. I'm not talking about monetary value. I'm talking about connections. I'm talking about opening doors. When my sons come to, one of my sons come to me, Dad, I'm thinking of starting this sort of business. All right, cool. Who do I know that could help them out? Right, cool. Go talk to X person. Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to hold your hand and wipe your ass. I'm not going to, if you fuck up, that's your fuck up, yeah? But go talk to that person. If you're willing to go talk to that person and make something of it, fantastic, cool. If you don't want it bad enough.
What's your idea of giving your kids money, giving your kids resources? What's your take on that?
You know
because
what?
That's I think a lot of guys, when they come from situations and areas and environments that we grew up in, we think about, or I used to think about, is the surface level stuff. I don't want him to not have those pair of trainers because I went without. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's a wise way to go forward?
You know what? My perception has changed on that, because I used to be like yourself. But the way I got to look at this is the way I have to look at it now. If I didn't go through that shit that I went through right now, I wouldn't be the person that I am right now. Mm-hmm. So if for me, it's misjustice or disjustice for my children to give them everything that they want. Because I'm not raising no little fucking fannies with who feel obliged that the world will give them everything easy. Because that's not the world. You can't wrap them up with bubble wrap. Yeah, you can, and then they end up fucking wearing cat outfits and cat ears, fucking meowing at a camera. Do you know what I mean? That's the way it is. If you look at all this fucking fucked up shit that's going on.
I'm gonna stop you there. How many genders are there?
2.
Yeah, good man.
2.
Anyway,
yeah,
carry on.
That's it. 2. Because this, I'm going to spin this off a little bit. But the reason why this bullshit's going on and pushing LGBTQT, HDTV fucking candidate bullshit, yeah, is because everyone's wrapped up in fucking bubble wrap. Do you know what I mean? You don't see people in with a rough upbringing fucking meowing at a camera. You get laughed at. It's your environment. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's a disadvantage giving your kids everything that they could possibly need financially, because what the fuck are they going to work for?
Yeah. You've got to be able to take a loss, but you've also got to be able to take a win. And just going back to what you said about your first few months in trading, you know how to take a loss. In that moment, you didn't know how to take a win.
No, I didn't.
Do you get what I'm saying
100%.
to you? So both ends of the spectrum are very important, bro. And you made a valid point there. The main objective as a parent is not to provide resources, it's to provide opportunities and experiences which allow them to flourish. I think we've had a similar conversation before. Like your son could be a grandmaster chess player and have an innate ability to play chess. He could just be gifted, because I do believe certain talents come from God. But if you never come across a chessboard, how are you going to find out? And if you can't provide that environment for him, then he's never going to find out, you know? So I think that's majorly important, is not giving children and spoiling them, like you said, to the extent where they expect things just to fall on the fucking lap. To providing stability, because that's all your job is. Your job isn't to dig them out of a fucking hole. Stability for you to go and grow and become the best that you can be.
I think it's giving them, giving them stability, but giving them opportunity to fail and feel that pain of what it's like when, listen, daddy's not going to come save you this time. You like something I've implemented from a young age, something minuscule. If my son falls off a bike, if he stays on the floor, I say, get up. And if he tries to run to his mum to cry, I say, don't cuddle him. Don't cuddle him. Let him cry. A lot of people say it's harsh, but the way I look at it, I'm just trying to raise men. I'm not trying to raise fucking kids that wrapped in bubble wrap, acting like everything's okay. Listen, if you fail, you fail. If you fuck up, you fuck up. If you do something I'm not asked you to do or disobey me, there's going to be consequences. In life, there's consequences.
There's consequences,
you know what I mean? There's reason there's right and wrong. If I ask you not to watch TV and I come down, you're watching TV, listen, something's going to have to happen. I'm not talking violence with my kids. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, listen, you fucked up. What are you going to do about it? Now go read your book. I don't want to. Did I ask you if you wanted to?
Yeah.
Not really. And sometimes it's hard having a conversation with a 5-year-old.
I think they go through stages because even like science has proved it now. This is a teaching from Islam. From 0 to 7, let them play. From 7 to 14, it's a slave and master relationship. What I say you do. From 14 onwards, you befriend them.
Okay.
So that's like a teaching within Islam.
Yeah.
But that works really well. So
makes sense, doesn't
from
it?
7 to 14, you do need to instill like discipline. Like if you don't want to go football practice and it's football practice time, we are going football practice.
Yeah. Even if we have to sit in car.
Yeah.
If we're sitting in car, listen, you'll have to be bored.
Because at that point, you then are teaching them that you can be negotiated with. And certain things in life you can't negotiate. No. You cannot negotiate. Things out of your control, you cannot negotiate. But if you start to ingrain that early on, bro, you end up with children and then eventually men who can't deal with turmoil.
I think another key point is monkey see, monkey do.
1,000,000%.
If you're fat, overweight, with bad addictions, if you're talking to your wife, I believe in talking to my wife the right way, right? I believe in if the way you communicate, which just sometimes, listen, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I shout and sometimes I swear. A lot of times I shout, I swear, I'm not gonna lie to you. But sometimes I think, fuck, am I showing up as the best version of myself here? How can I expect them to do right when I'm not doing right?
Yeah.
Or if I'm acting a certain way. But one thing that's important, to go back to discipline, is my kids see me boxing, they see me running, they see me training, they see me eating food, good food. They don't see me being a fucking arsehole to myself. They don't see, my kids have never seen me drunk. Never. I will not, if my kids are there, I will not get drunk. I might have a pint or whatever, but my kids will never ever see me drunk. That's when you're most vulnerable as a male. You might say something, you might start arguing, your missus over stupid shit that doesn't need, you might bring something up. I think that, if your kids can see you a certain way, listen, my dad, for me is my dad's always there to pick me up from school because I never had it. Yeah, my dad drops me off at school. My dad gives me tough conversations, but my dad also praises me. He tells me that he loves me. He tells me that I'm doing well. But when I fuck up, listen, give me a clip around back at you. It's that balance you've got to have of being present in the life, because it's all right saying, right, listen, you're gonna have to go for a run. What? You've never fucking ran in your life. How can you tell me to go run?
It's hypocritical, isn't it?
Yeah. Or you need to stick up for yourself. What? Remember that when that person comes to the door, you shit yourself and say your mum to the door. How are you meant to do it? If you can't handle your shit as a man, you can't. It's hypocritical. Pass it down to your kids.
Yeah.
You need to do this. Well, hang on a minute. You've fucking been eating Cheetos out your belly button for the past 15 years of my life. What the fuck are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? Or you never really took a risk. Or why? For me, I look at, if I flipping the little bit something different, is that, well, how are you telling me to work hard when you never fucking worked in your life?
In your life, yeah.
This is why the state mentality, it's okay to be on benefits all the time. It's okay to have an okay life. It's okay to, not okay, to have a mediocre life. It's okay to go on public transport all the time. Just stand.
Okay, I'm going to challenge you a little bit on that. You're in a fortunate position where you can be present. A lot of people aren't, because if you look at how it's set up now, you need 2 incomes in a household to survive, to pay the fucking bills nowadays, bro.
I made myself fortunate.
So what advice would you give to somebody in that position, bro? Because a lot of people are going to watch this and be like, Taz is completely disconnected from reality. That's not my fucking life.
Good.
What advice would you give him?
One advice is find that there are 1,000,001 ways how you can make money, how you can be present. All right, it's always a choice. It's always a choice. Okay, that old saying, I didn't come from money. Okay, and I don't class myself as superior wealthy, but I do class myself as someone that tried and made out. Listen, I failed more fucking times than anyone's even tried, in many different ways. There's that many different things. We could sit here all day, how many things I failed. Okay, but I found something, give myself proof, and I moved forward with it. Okay? If you choose to get up and go to work for someone else, and then when you come home to sit in front of TV watching Netflix, that's up to you, mate. That's up to you. I'm sorry to deal with it, but we all get dealt similar cards, or we can all play the same cards. We're all playing poker. We all get dealt a certain thing. It's up to you what you're going to do with it. If you're doing it right, if you're doing it wrong, listen, if you're making dough for your family and supporting them, I salute you. If you're choosing to be present, I salute you. Now listen, okay, cool. Some people may not have that opportunity, but if you come home and choose to do fuck all about it, listen, it's up to you. No one's going to come down and fucking helicopter and give you £1 million just for fuck all. You're going to have to take risks. You're going to have to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to eat shit. You're going to have to be in pain. You're going to have to question yourself.
There has to be some element of sacrifice.
100%.
In what you're doing, bro, because otherwise you are going to suffer and you're going to prolong your suffering.
And listen, you're going to suffer either way. You're going to suffer if you're eating shit for fucking, if you're eating shit and not doing it, or if you're going to eat shit if you're trying, because it's going to be tough. And you know what? You're going to fucking fail. You're going to fail.
It's inevitable. It's a part,
Exactly.
it's a part
But
of life,
what,
isn't it?
in this failure, what can I learn from it? I got my fingers burnt. That plate's hot. Don't touch it again.
Yeah.
I tried this. It didn't work. Well, maybe, do I really want to do this? This is the question you need to ask yourself. Do I really want to do it? Is this
what exactly?
whatever it is? It could be trading. It could be, because I know some people, not some people, a lot of people, they can't take a loss. They can't take a loss. Shit, this, done, boom, finished. Fuck it, I'll just go back to fucking doing whatever I was doing before. Yeah? Can you take that loss? Why did you lose? Was it you? Are you willing to look at, this is something that you taught me. Look inside yourself. What's the issue there? Because there's always issue. We can always look inside. If we can look ourselves in the mirror and think, listen, let's use me as an example. Taz, where are you fucking up? When I first started trading. Well, Taz, you know what? You over leverage your revenge trading. You fucked up yourself, if I'm honest with you. You knew that this was going to happen. You knew. So can you look at yourself? Can you self-assess? Or can you say, are you one of those people, well, it was his fault. It was her fault. It was this fault. It was it. Take accountability.
Extreme ownership.
Take accountability. And this is something that I was very, very, very bad at. Taking accountability. Someone's done me wrong. It's so-and-so's fault. Oh, look, because they didn't do their thing. You chose to put yourself in that situation. You chose to fuck up. You knew you were fucking up.
You can only look at the role that you had to play in the scenario because you can only change that role. You can only accept that role and take accountability for that. And then course correct your actions going forward. If that doesn't happen, you'll continue to make the same mistakes and continue to blame the people around you and the circumstances, so on and so forth. I want to touch on the position you were in before you started working with me and how things have changed in your life since.
One word I can describe it. Chaos. I was winning on the outside. Inside it was tough because I knew I wasn't fulfilling my potential. I think as a man, when you know you could be more, that's when it hurts the most. You know, and the one thing that's changed about working with yourself is a clear purpose. Well, the reason why I'm saying clear purpose, because a lot of men say, yeah, I've got purpose for X, Y, and Z. Is it clear? Is that exactly what you want? Okay, and what you've helped me with is, right, Taz, how are we going to do it? What do we need to do? What do we need to do? What, one thing that you say to me all the time, Taz, right, okay, what can I help you with? And that just takes away the noise. That takes away the chaos. That takes away the unknown, the guesswork. Because I believe that having a strong person side by side, not to help you when you're winning, but to course correct you. Taz, you're fucking up. We had this conversation recently. Is this what you're doing?
You need someone check you, man, 1,000,000%, because I think a lot of the time guys don't like being checked. Men shout for accountability, and when the accountability shows up, they go fucking messing. And I don't let that happen. You know I'm on you, bro. If you tell me you're going to do something, I don't put words in your mouth. If you tell me you're going to do something, I'm going to check that you've done it.
And this is the one thing what I appreciate, not just from the business side, but as a friend side, that I know you're there. I could ring you and say, listen, Imthiaz, I feel a bit like a bitch. which happened recently.
Yeah.
I feel like a bitch. Why? X, Y, and Z. Are you doing what you said you're going to do? No. That's why you feel like a bitch. Get back on the fucking horse and let's fucking go forward. You know what you need to do. And listen, again, I'm not sitting here saying I'm perfect. Listen, you know yourself, I make more fucking mistakes than anyone else. And I need to be course corrected. Everyone needs to be course corrected.
Yeah.
And I believe it's that extreme ownership of knowing, listen, you are good at what you do, Taz, but sometimes someone else saying, you're being a fucking bitch. Sort your fuck yourself out.
But then also giving you the tools to kind of move forward.
Yeah.
Me just saying you're a bitch and then seen a bit.
I've had it before.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I've got to say, okay, say, listen, you're spazzing out right now. Let's look at what's going on and let's fix those things. And it comes down to having uncomfortable conversations. I am not scared of having an uncomfortable conversation ever, because I know it needs to be done for you to improve. And then for me to feel good about it, I need to have that uncomfortable conversation. But what is one uncomfortable truth that I've dropped on you that knocked you for 6?
You're being a busy fool. Very simple. Taz, you've got 18 things going on. Which one of them actually moving you forward? Fuck all, because I'm not actually doing any of them. Okay, cool. What do we focus on? This. Right, cool. Have you done it? Cool. Let's move on to the next one. That's what the biggest thing for me. Because I've had coaches before where they said, let's say, for example, Taz, you need to improve your content. All right, cool.
How, motherfucker?
I just need to improve your content. And I remember sitting on this call thinking, I'm paying you a lot of money to tell me to improve my content. And I just sat there. How? I need to figure it out. Looks like our business relationship just terminated.
Yeah, there's two things, there's two gaps. Sometimes there's a knowledge gap and sometimes there's an application gap. If you've got a knowledge gap, that's the easiest to figure out. I teach you the thing. Application is something that's going on inside internally in your mind, in your life, that we need to fix. That's a little bit more difficult. Because that requires some digging. That requires you to kind of come to terms with where you're at in life and then for us to assess that. That's the hard part. Teaching is easy. AI does that now. But sometimes the way I might deliver it might be a little bit better or suited for the person. So that's what I think people mistake. And I've been with coaches and mentors before. I'm not here to slag off anyone because I think
they all played a part.
They all played a part, yeah. They all played a part in building what you're building, you know. So I do think people get a hard time. But at the same time, also got to understand that you're dealing with human beings. And I think if you are a business mentor, like I don't class myself as one of those, but you got to understand that you're dealing with a human being.
But you know what? I'd much rather say, for example, I come to you for a problem. Imti, listen, I'm struggling with this, but I'm not sure how to do it. I'd rather you say, you know what, Saz? I don't have a fucking clue either, but let me go find out. Let me go find out.
Yeah.
And let's sit down in the next couple of days and let's see.
I'll do some digging for you and we'll figure this out together.
I'd much rather be someone open and honest, not just a blatant-faced lie and just being left in the dark. So yeah, so let's go back to the question of what's the biggest thing that's changed is that my life is less chaotic.
Yeah.
And I've got a chaotic life. So for me to say less chaotic, it's a big thing to say. And the reason why it's less chaotic, because I just plan things out. And when I don't plan things out, my head falls off. When my head falls off, I've got you saying, listen, Taz, come on, mate. Come on, mate.
Sure. In terms of your business, how has that grown over the last 3-4 months?
Okay, now let's if we're just talking in figures, it's 4x'd. It's 4x'd. I don't think nothing more needs to be said. It's cleaner. It's clearer. I know what I'm doing. I know what I need to do. I've got someone on my side that's holding me accountable and give me a kick up ass when you need it. You know, because you get a lot of people saying you can get a lot of people. Yeah, I do everything perfect. Listen, this world's full of fucking perfect pricks. Come off it. Everyone makes mistakes. No one's holding themselves accountable. So my business is going exponentially. It's all down to you.
Well, it's not down to me. It's down to you.
Listen. I took the action points, but you always got to look at the person who helped and guided you and pushed you, nudge you in the right direction. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Nudge you to be better.
Yeah.
Remember when we were in Dubai?
Yeah.
And I took my top off?
Yeah.
I said, Taz, do better. And that's fucking stuck with me. Listen, it's a simple thing.
But if I didn't say that, bro, and it was like, if I saw it and thought about it and didn't say it, bro, you'd still be in the position you were in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't have people like that around me. Don't get me wrong, if you're overweight or whatever.
It brings your self-worth down for yourself.
If I don't say that, I feel like a dickhead.
Yeah.
I feel just as bad in that moment. So yeah, appreciate that, by the way. I want to give you a hypothetical. Let's say in a few years, your eldest son comes to you and he says, Dad, I feel lost. What would you tell him?
Let's look at 3 areas, son. let's look at how old's my son at this point? Hypothetically.
Let's say to 14. The reason why I'm saying 14, for me, that was like a pivotal moment in my life. That's when I turned into that naughty kid.
Yeah.
That's when I kind of went off the rails, as it were, and started rebelling.
Right, so, all right, Dad, I feel lost. All right, son. I'm going to ask you to think a little bit. Let's just sit and think. Where do you want to be in 10 years? Hypothetically. What do you want to have? How do you want to look physically? How do you want to be mentally? I know it's an hard question, son. I know you're 14, but mentally, where do you want to be? What do you want from life? All right, let's write these things down. Where do you want to be physically? Where do you want to be mentally? Where do you want to be financially? All right, you're 14 years old, but listen, you're going to start understanding money. All right, because it doesn't.
At that age, you have aspirations. Because, you know, you do have aspirations. You have wants. You do want the materialistic things at that age. So that's completely normal and fine.
Then what I'd say, listen, okay, write each one for finances, for fitness, for lifestyle. Write 3 things down. What do you want to do? Okay, aside with put how with a question mark. Now you tell me how you're going to do it. I don't know. I don't know isn't an answer. How are you going to do it? What is it that you want to do? All right, there's internet, and I'm sure you watch YouTube of other people, what the life they're living. What is it that you want, and how do you think you can get there? Okay, write the things down. Cool. How? What do you need to do today to move forward? Let's say it might have fitness. It might be, I don't know. I want to be in shape. Okay, cool. What do we need to do for that? So, what's the actual point that you can take today, that we can take today, for you to move forward? Dad, you know what? I want to start lifting a little bit of weights because all this jiu-jitsu and boxing is making me skinny. All right, cool. Let's go to the gym, son. All right, so we're going to create a schedule now on this. If we do these steps, we can both agree that that would be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Unreasonable.
Unreasonable not to achieve this thing. Okay, let's make steps. Next one, finances. You can't have rich because I'm already rich. I've made you rich. Okay, so you can't have rich. What do you want? Okay, I want X, Y, and Z. Most likely going to say materialistic things. Lambo, Ferrari, blah, blah, blah. Your dad's got one, but they're not yours. That's yours. Yeah, so what do you want? Cool, what do you need to do? How do we need to do it? What steps can we take today to move forward in that direction? I don't know. I don't know is not an answer, son. When I die, this money's coming with me. It's not yours. What do you need to do? Okay, how can I help you? All right, I want to sell T-shirts.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So reverse engineer that entire process. But I think the key thing, what you mentioned there is, you've got to be able to imagine a different version of your life going forward to create that reality. This is the thing, though. Some people are in that much pain and suffering in the moment, and because they have never been exposed to those things that they are trying to imagine, they simply can't imagine them. And this is the thing, it goes back to creating experiences. If your son is trying to imagine a Lambo, we're using the example, but he's never physically seen one, he's never physically sat in one, he doesn't know that feeling. And you need a level of emotional connection to create and bring that reality about. So what you said is bang on there, but if you take that a step further, I bet you've done it before. Before you went to buy a Rolex, you went to the Rolex shop and looked at a Rolex, and then you looked at it online, and then you might have tried your mates on. When you start to do those things, your likelihood of actually attaining the thing,
it's manifestation, isn't it?
Gets that much higher. Yes.
Manifestation.
But people do get confused with manifestation. I do believe in manifestation, but you have to go out and get it. But it just it motivates you to go out and do the things that are required to achieve whatever it is. You know, so I think that's a key part. That's a massive part as well. And that's where a lot of guys struggle. Like, guys come to me and I have conversations all the time, and I can't tell them, listen, this is how you're going to feel when you got a six-pack. If they've never had a six-pack before, if they've never been admired by the opposite sex before, if they've never been respected before, if the only reality that they know is where people are continuously talking over them because nobody rates them, they don't understand that. They can't comprehend that version of reality.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Everyone can imagine. Everyone can imagine. And whoever says I can't imagine it, listen, put your fucking phone down, sit on your own for 10 minutes. You'll start imagining stuff, all right. Yeah? When you've got an empty fridge, you're going to start imagining what it feels like, the opposite feeling. Everyone has, say for example, that person who's never, let's talk about the the being attractive bit. Someone that's got a big fat gut, fucking big belly button and all that. So
if a girl's never looked at you and give you a compliment or made you feel special or made you feel desired, how do you know what that feels like?
So you don't. But imagination. Okay, I believe...
This is the thing. You can only imagine things that you've previously experienced to some extent. If imagine that, use the word imagine here. If you've never come across a Lambo before, say you're some tribe in Africa.
Yeah, okay, man.
Are you with me?
Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yeah.
And I say Lambo. Imagine what it's like to drive a Lambo. What the fuck's a Lambo?
We've only got fucking...
We've got donkeys and fucking camels. Yeah, talk to me about camels.
It's like a camel, but a fast one.
So that's what I'm saying to you. So the first step for a lot of guys isn't painting that picture. It's like, okay, you recognize pain. You recognize not being attractive. You recognize not being admired, having no status. You recognize that and you know that's painful. Wouldn't it be okay for us to first get rid of that? That's the first step for a lot of guys. Let's get rid of that feeling first. Wouldn't it be ace if we could not feel that anymore? Yeah, that'd be fucking brilliant. I don't want to feel like a loser. Okay, cool. Perfect. Let's get rid of that. What could help us to get rid of those feelings, those emotions, that reality? Well, I think I need to do these steps. Once you've got them out of that and you've got them believing, you need to get people believing.
Yeah. That's a big thing. Because if you don't believe it, nothing's going to happen.
You need to get people believing. Once they're believing, then you can sell them on the vision for their life. And that's a big part of coaching, man. That's
a good point, that.
You're there to obviously guide them through the process, but you also got to be able to see something in them that they can't see for themselves. And that's what, sorry to cut you off, I talk about Mike Tyson and the relationship he had with Customado, because for me, that is the perfect coach and athlete or mentee relationship ever. Because look at Mike Tyson. He grew up in Brownsville, shit area. He just thought, yeah, I'm going to end up in prison or I'm going to be killed or whatever. That was his reality. But from the moment that Customado met him, he said, you're fucking beautiful, you are. Because Mike Tyson had low self-esteem. He believed he was this, he even says now, I'm still the fat, smelly kid inside. And he believed in, you're beautiful, you're going to be the heavyweight world champion. As soon as he set eyes on him, and he repeated it enough times to him, again and again and again, to the point where he realized his potential, became the youngest heavyweight world champion ever. Unfortunately, Customado was no longer alive. That's the key. That's the key.
So it goes back to having the right people around you again.
1,000,000%.
If you don't believe yourself and you're sat in an empty room, no one else is going to believe in you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you can choose to put people around you that are going to believe in you, that want the best for you.
100%. I think the key.
That is hard. It's hard to find. I'm not saying it's easy, but it has to come. There has to be some sort of movement within yourself first.
I think I've listened to something on where it's always the community. It's always the people who listen. Okay, it might be hard, but it's not fucking impossible. And you're not going to find it by not looking. Isn't it crazy? Like you find something that you want when you start looking for it.
Yeah,
it doesn't just fall in your lap.
Yeah.
You've got to make that decision. And again, the key words are decision. If you want it, you will have it. Is it going to be easy? No. Nothing is. It is. It's going to be painful. And you're going to, sometimes you'll be around people and you're going to think, nah, I don't really like you, if I'm honest with you. You're going to find it. But most important is being comfortable to go through that pain transition stage where you just have to do it on your own. I'm sure you'd have been through it yourself.
Yeah.
Where you're just coming out that circle. But you know when you want to change your life?
Yeah.
And you're with one circle that's not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Or you don't want to be around that circle. You think, you know what?
It's a lonely place, you know.
And you know that middle bit.
Place, yeah.
That middle bit where you just walking through the corridor to the next phase, to the next level. You walk on your own, where you have to leave the old people behind. Maybe relationships. It could be friendships. It could be business partners. It could be whatever. It could be parents. You got to leave behind because they don't quite understand what you want to do, and sometimes they're the ones that hold you back, that anchor in your journey to catapult forward. And the minute that you close that door and you decide, listen, okay, this is the way I'm going. You may not understand it. You may not understand it. You might call me crazy. You might call me delusional. You might not. You might think I've lost the plot. Cool. Okay. I wish you peace and love. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna be okay.
Why do you think most men haven't got that though? And because they haven't, the way that you think, this is the thing we don't realize.
Yeah.
We're not normal. This isn't your average way of thinking. I'm not saying we're special or this is literally not your average way of thinking, because human beings, as they are geared, they flock towards safety. What you've done, and the way that you're geared and the way that you've designed your life is you're willing to take on risk. You fucking trade, for fuck's sakes. Are you with me? Most people aren't geared that way. But there's no growth without any form of risk. So how would you advise, let's say your son around that, how would you advise another?
I think advice. I think a lot of it's knowledge. I think, you know what, I'll be straight with you. From a very young age, I knew I'm going to be successful. I always said it to myself. I remember from the age of 13, I used to walk to the gym every single day. It was about an hour and 20-minute walk because I didn't have bus fare. I just walked there and walked home. And I used to have these conversations with myself, right, from a young age. Probably a bit weird. I have these conversations like, and I used to repeat the same thing. Like, and when I look at it now, it's just affirmation to myself, conversation with myself of you will be successful. You will do this. You will do that. Imagine. And something that I want to think about is like that imagination. Some people can't imagine, correct? You can't imagine what it's like. But if you spend long enough with yourself, without your phone, without distractions, you will start to imagine. Because that car was nice. I wonder what it's like being sat inside. The house is nice. The first time I went to Dubai, yeah. First time I went to Dubai, I went off the whim for one of our boot camps. I had a dream, actually. I had a dream of running an international boot camp in Dubai. Yeah, it was literally a dream. I slept, I woke up, I thought I'm going to do a boot camp, right? A couple of months later, I booked a ticket and I flew out. Anyway, I spent my last 600 quid, because at the time I didn't really have much money, and my son had just been born. It's just a little bit of a story, spin-off thing. But I didn't have much money, but I said to my wife, I said, listen, my missus at the time, my wife now, I said, listen, I had this dream about doing a boot camp in Dubai. She went, all right, what do you want to do about it? I said, on the 2nd of January, I'm going to fly to 4th of January, sorry, I'm going to fly to Dubai. Okay, fly to Dubai. I flew to Dubai, yeah? And I'm talking about environment here. So when I first landed to Dubai, I've never been to Dubai. I don't know, I didn't know where Dubai was, if I'm honest with you. I knew it was somewhere Middle East. But when I landed in Dubai, I just found myself thinking, what the fuck have you done here? You had a dream, you woke up, you booked a ticket, you've got £300 in your pocket to last you 5 days. In Dubai, it's not a lot, yeah? And I remember just being wowed by the environment, the thriving, the buzz that Dubai gave me at the time. I was only 22. Yeah, 22. And I thought, you've just taken this fucking thing of something you dreamt about. Literally dreamt about. I'm not talking about... I went to sleep. I had a dream that I had a boot camp in Dubai with a sunset, and I went to Dubai. Yeah, that's all I did. I remember one of some friends that were out there, they had a little yellow Nissan Micra.
Were they Asian?
Nah, there wasn't. It was just a cheap car. It was like 15 quid a day or something. But
I feel offended. That's our car.
Anyway, I remember he gave me it to basically go do my research, yeah? So I remember being sat in this car, listening to music. I looked at right, yeah? And a Lamborghini pulled up, Urus. I'd never seen a Urus before, I'll be honest with you. I pulled up and I remember looking at him. I looked at the guy. Yeah, the guy looked cool. I'm not going to lie to you, he looked cool. He had shades on, he just glanced at me and looked back. And that, I don't know why, that lit a fire in my stomach. All of a sudden I started asking questions. All of a sudden my imagination started going, what's he doing that I'm not? Why am I sat in this fucking rented orange Nissan Micra when he's probably got a rented Urus?
Yeah.
But what's the difference? What does he know that I don't? Because I can do anything that he can. Why can't I do it? What do I need to do? And I think, again, going back to that imagination, you've got to put yourself in those environments.
You saw the thing.
Yeah, I saw the thing. In those environments to think, well, why can't I do it? And a lot of time, people can't make it out because they're not willing to, or they've never seen success. When we grown up, the big successful people are drug dealers.
Yeah. That was a big determining factor for me. I used to look up to those guys. You know,
Yeah, because you've got no one else.
Yeah.
You've got no one else to look up to.
Yeah, that was my, like, okay, I want that life.
Yeah.
What I perceived that life to be anyway.
Mm.
It looked glamorous. It looked like, you know, they had money and jewelry, whatever was going on. And for me, I was like, okay, I'm aiming for that because that's what I can see.
But then let me spin on to a thing. You know, when you got there, when you got to that pinnacle, how did that feel? It's a question for you.
I can't remember. I was high. I was fucking high a lot of the time.
Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm talking
I didn't
about.
have my senses. Yeah, so I think it's a lot of the time, and we spoke about this before, achievement doesn't actually mean shit. And as I mature a bit more, I understand when people say the journey is what counts. It's a gay way of saying it. But it's the sense of progress that we love as blokes. If we're progressing and we're seeing measurable results, even if they are small, it keeps us going. It keeps us on track. When we stabilize and once we consolidate, that's when we start to feel a bit
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that I say a lot of time when you do feel uncomfortable, listen, move your feet.
Yeah.
Move your feet. Because the only way you're going to stop you from feeling comfortable is by not staying in the position you're in right now. Yes, it may be better than it was back then. You might be higher up, but listen, this is more. You need more. Work, move. Go again. Yeah. And sometimes I'm guilty of that. I'll be honest with you.
We all are, man. Look, no one's fucking perfect. And the thing is, we need those people around us that call us out. And I think in this world, this day and age now, we've never been so connected via devices, phones, social media, but we've also never been so lonely, especially as men. And you've said that to me before. Imthi, there are times where I just feel lonely. And there's people around me that don't get it. So having that is fucking key, bro. I just want to touch, before we finish, on success, because you just mentioned success. One final question. What does success mean to you?
What does success mean to me? Success, to me, is waking up with a happy, healthy family, with love in the house, with food in the fridge, and being able to do what I want, when I want, wherever I want. That's success for me. Because with that, one more thing, also working for something. Because one of the things that I look at, success is borrowed. It's rented. It's not really a real thing. Because I could ask you what success is, I could ask someone else what success is, and we're all going to say different things.
Yeah.
But for me, it's simple things. I'll be honest with you. I get happy when I see a full fridge. I say it to my missus all the time. Every time we do a weekly shop, I'll open the fridge, and as soon as I open it, she would be like, "Does that make you happy?" Because it does. That's success. Success is for me. It's having food in the fridge, to have kids who are happy and healthy, to have a missus that loves me. That's what success is. Everything else, all the monetary bullshit. Yeah, I could say Lambos and blah blah blah. Is it really going to make me happy? Because I once sat in a Lambo and it gave me a backache. Do you know what I mean? I come out of Lambo and I couldn't hear out one of my ears because the engine was too loud. There was nowhere to put my coffee. This is simple things. Do you know? That's what it is. That success and happiness is near the same thing for me. Having a good coffee. That's success. It's nice. Do you know what I mean? Being able to go play with my kids in the park on Tuesday at 12 o'clock, taking my son bowling at 11 o'clock, go and swim with my kids. That's success.
Being able to do that. Yeah.
Because otherwise, yes, we can look at the monetary value of how much money you got in your bank, but I'll be honest with you, none of that means fuck all. Because if you haven't got your foundation set, there's nothing there. A house can't be built on shit foundations. It's going to fall down. So for me, success is at the bottom level. It's not high up. It's bottom level. Your foundations. Are the people around you happy? Have you got them? Are you being who you said you're going to be? Are you working hard? Are you trying hard? Because if you try, success is going to come in. Success is measured in 1,000,001 ways. So yeah, dragged it out there. Success is very simple for me. It's having the people and the people around me who are happy, healthy, loved, having food in the fridge, and having the ability to wake up every morning and just try again.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Taz, appreciate you, bro. Love.
Thanks very much.
No worries. I'll catch you soon.